Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Well, for those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is ASTRAEA, and I am the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. I'm here to give you guys a message today and a reading. So please make sure that you're familiar with my legal disclaimer. It's in the description box below. But by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. All right. By watching my videos, also you're agreeing not to plagiarize or bully, harass, all that stuff. Copyright my messages. Wow, that's too many cards, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to do the prayer. So, of course, I always call upon everything on this list. And I'm calling upon the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, Yeshua, and Sophia Christos. I'm calling upon all that's divine, holy, righteous, and true. And I ask that the archangels, specifically Archangel Michael, please return and block out all evil and any negativity. Return all evil eye, and don't allow anybody to negatively influence or impact this reading in any type of way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. So as I call upon your favor, Heavenly Source, I ask that you continue to bless me and continue to give me protection and mercy over my life. Also, please continue to give me the full armor of God for protection during my life's mission and work here on the earth. I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence, and I meditate upon your divine will. Okay, you guys, welcome in. So now that we got the prayer set up, we're going to use the sacred soul timing because I want to see this energy that I'm picking up. I want to see when it's going to come into effect because I feel a really big shift is going to happen soon. August. Okay. So reap the rewards of what you have planted, abundance, ripening, and harvest. So you guys could be literally working on growing a garden. This doesn't have to be a physical garden, but it could be a metaphysical, metaphorical garden. You know, what you're seeding into right now is going to be really successful. I do get that there is a big harvest that's going to happen in August. This is a harvest of energy. You may receive a lot of your energy back at this time. The more that we continue to call our energy back to us, the more basically we harvest in a way, because we're just calling our energy back. It's our energy, but we have the free will to choose where we're going to put our energy. And when we invest in, when we invest in, look at that butterfly going through a metamorphosis, which is truly transition, right? The caterpillar has to be willing to let go, like, of the state of being a caterpillar to become the butterfly, right? And so you've been building a nest, you've been building a cocoon, and you've been fueling it with your thoughts and your beliefs. And now it's time to manifest and actually turn into that butterfly and become a new creature. So I do feel like there is a transition that's going to happen in August. This also could be, what is it? What are those things called? The space transitions. Oh my gosh. Equinoxes. Is that what it's called? Okay, there could be an equinox that, is causing this shift to happen in August. Okay, the person that we're going to be talking about today may be a Cancer. Cancer time, June 22nd to July 22nd. Nurture your interests, sensitive cycles, security. So I wanted to get a zodiac off of these to see what energies we're dealing with. And again, anytime we talk about a certain zodiac sign, we're never shaming. Welcome in everybody coming into this chat. We're never shaming any type of zodiac sign or anything like that. Okay, there's positive and there's people of each polarity, positive and negative and neutral, of all zodiac types. So we're not singling out anyone and saying, oh, you are bad because you're a Cancer. No, that's not. I mean, that sounded bad because of the word Cancer, but literally, you know what I'm saying. That's not what we're saying. Okay, Cancer, Taurus, these two placements could be very significant. to the people we're going to be talking about, because I'm getting that it's a group of people. Aquarius time. Yeah. So there is an Aquarius. I was getting that it's a group of an Aquarius, a Taurus, a Cancer. I'm also getting like possibly a Virgo or Gemini, or somebody that has Gemini really highly aspect in their chart. These are the three zodiac signs that I'm feeling are linking up together. December. So yeah, they do some type of ritual around Christmas time. So you may have had if you do celebrate Christmas, and not everybody does, but you know, in December, I'm pretty sure that Hanukkah is also in December. So if you could have had multiple Christmas event, like I'm getting some type of Christmas ritual. Wait a minute. Didn't the Pope Francis open the portal to Lucifer's tomb on Christmas Eve? Okay. Straight up, really? So yes, it does have something to do with that. Some type of black magic. Okay, so we're going to use the Thoth deck because I want to see more. Now that we have the zodiac signs. Okay, so Aquarius energy is coming probably the strongest out of all three. I feel like the ringleader of this is an Aquarius. When Aquariuses have actually two elements to them, because you would think that obviously it's a pot of water, somebody that's pouring out water. So you would think it would be a water sign, but it's actually an air sign. But they do have a lot of water traits. So it's like each zodiac sign has its own superpower. I just want to say that. But when you balance all zodiac signs within yourself, and again, you've probably had lifetimes as every zodiac sign. You know, you just become more balanced overall. And so you won't really resonate with the individual horoscope messages for Aquarius. When you've integrated Aquarius, that's already a part of you. When you've integrated Taurus, it's already a part of you. But I do get a collaboration of three witches. This is three females. A Cancer, a Taurus, and Aquarius. They're in the tower. They were sending this evil eye. I really am picking up on some type of, you know, ritual done in December. They do this every December. I don't know if this is to ruin somebody's holiday, or like if this is for them to gain power or something over others. Why is love in the reverse? Stop it. We'll see. We'll see what it is. The tower is definitely the evil eye. I mean, that could have been when they did this. They wanted to evil eye your Christmas. Like, how petty is that? First of all, Christmas is labeled after Nimrod. It's Nimrod. The whole thing of a Christmas tree was Nimrod's shit. Like, Nimrod's an idiot. Okay, that's all I have to say. And then they just decided to later adapt the Saturnalia into what we call Christmas. And they created Father Time, you know, because Saturn is associated with Cronus, which is the father of time, basically. So they basically just labeled the shit a new name and continued on with their pagan practices. And so Nimrod, when he was born on his birthday, they did a tree and put presents under the tree. And so that's where the Christmas tree actually comes from. Just really ancient, kind of weird. So there's been definitely, I see like the Tower of Babylon, the Tower of Babel. So there could be something about Babylon. I don't know if somebody's trying to, or something's trying to label America's Babylon. Look at this. The evil eye and sorrow. They were trying to bring sorrow, literally sorrow and loss through the evil eye. This is really being returned to sender. This was a horrible idea. These people should have never got together on a holy day. Holiday is holy day. Okay. They should have never done that. That was a bad idea. Because what goes around comes around. And obviously these people didn't think ahead of time that, oh, what goes around comes around. Princess of Cups, definitely doing this to a Princess of Cups energy. You could have royalty. You could be a divine feminine. Sagittarius time. So there's also a Sagittarius involved. I'm picking up on an Aquarian female. Sagittarius could also be a female, but I think the Cancer is a male. So you could very well have royalty energy. I'm getting real Aphrodite vibes with the seashells and the swan. I mean, I think that looks like a swan. And the fish and everything. And the lotus. Yeah, that's definitely about being beautiful. So these people were upset that you're beautiful. They wanted to bring sorrow to you, and they thought that using the month of December was the perfect time to do it. So you could literally, and again, back in the day well, that's why they have Krampus, which is like the devil of Christmas. It's the counterpart to Saint Nicholas. So if you don't behave, then Krampus comes in. But all of that is based on this debauchery energy. Because Saturnalia was truly a time of debauchery for the Romans, okay? And they would have big festivals where they would get really trashed and have orgies and all sorts of stuff. So then they made it illegal to basically practice Saturnalia. They made that illegal. And so then they turned it into Christmas. But I'm telling you, these people are still, and again, whatever this evil eye presence is, this is something that is a projection. It's almost like a hologram of not being successful or something. You got a lotus tattoo with a fine line, and December is your birthday month. Wow. So yeah, that could be another reason for sure. If December is your birthday month, that they were trying to mess with that. I do know that they try to sabotage. They believe that people are the most powerful in the month of their birthday. And I don't believe that that's true. I think that that's something that witches say, but I don't actually get that there's truth to that. So yeah, you're actually more powerful in January after you've revamped your birthday. So them trying to send this evil eye and cause you sorrow, again, they're not going to be able to do this. They're debaucherous ways. These witches drink a lot. They do a lot of snorting whatever this bullshit is. But it's got them literally, see, these people have not evolved. Since you stopped talking to them or since you knew them, they have never evolved. And maybe you don't even know some of these people, but they never evolved. You continue to evolve. You've turned into this butterfly, and you're about to do this again in this August. And these people are going to see this, and they're going to be like, wow, the ritual we did in December did not work. Yeah, it's literally pointless to try to harm other people. And, if you really have a problem with somebody, going within and getting rid of that problem here is the way that you're going to have a victory. Instead of trying to take them out in the spirit or whatever, like you have a victory and you don't even do anything. You guys probably only pray and meditate. And that's probably all that you need to do to keep this energy away from you, because, these people are foolish to send this stuff to you. And I say that because witchcraft and this type of crap is not going to work on somebody that sits around meditating all the time and going on nature walks and taking care of themselves in their garden. You send this type of destructive shit, this chaos tower, you send that to people who would be susceptible to that. This is why you're victorious every time. Yeah, you guys are on your spiritual journey. You're on the right path. God's leading you down the correct path. And so that's why you're victorious. You guys don't have to try. You got weirdos that are competing with you. And what are they competing for? I'm not for sure. I think that these people just want to be like you, so they feel like you're some type of competition. Or this could be about a man. This could be about a man. I mean, these people are all sleeping with each other. So that's what I picked up. It's some type of coven or group. Yeah, you're too strong for this. You guys are way too more powerful. And they underestimated your strength, which was very foolish to do. Because if they would have, I don't think that they would have done all this if they would have known how strong that you are, and how that you cannot be tempted. Literally how Christ was in the desert and was tempted. I don't know how many times, 3 times or 6 times. I don't remember, but these beings have tried to tempt you with this debauchery crap to get you to engage in low vibrational activities. And they try to tempt you. And they also try to make it look like on social media that living a life of debauchery is glamorous or some shit. Okay, so they're definitely posting things like subliminals and shit like that to specifically compete with and target you, but you're over here living your own life, not competing with anybody, just being a normal person. And these other people are on this debauchery shit, and they want everybody else to do it so that it makes people not look at them. People are still looking at them because these people are the ones that are sending the evil eye with the witchcraft. The hangman, they really feel like if they can get you guys to engage in lower vibrational activities, which is anything from arguing to physically fighting, to drinking, like to excess. 1 cup of wine, 1 beer, even 2 probably is not going to lower your vibration that much. But getting like trashed, like lots of drinking, okay, and engaging in like reckless sex and stuff, they feel like if they can get you into this debauchery energy, that they can sacrifice you. And that's what this is truly about, is about a sacrifice. And they look at you as being like the ultimate sacrifice. I am so thankful that these types of people do not know about me. I'm straight up. That's why I'm not reaching for fame. I don't want to be known by everybody. That's kind of scary. But I just want to be known by the people that are my soul tribe family. So, this sacrifice energy, these people definitely want something from you guys. Yeah, they're jealous of naturally gifted people because these people are talentless, like porridge. What is that? Yeah, porridge. These people are porridge. They're like the nastiest shit possible, and they want to taste better. They want to live a sweeter life. But these people have not invested in creating skills that would actually benefit their soul and being. That why there's so much religious art. First of all, if you don't know about the Book of Miracles, you guys need to look at the Book of Miracles. It's a book of all of, and nobody knows who's created this book. Like, we literally had no idea who's made it. But it's got all of these from way back when. Okay, it's like an ancient book that has pictures of the stuff that we have now. Like, it's crazy. And somebody painted this shit a long time ago. They called it the Book of Miracles. I am literally getting that something about what these people have been doing, trying to sacrifice you, is in the Book of Miracles, or an outcome. Somebody's painted it. Also, you may have a painting ability, or you may have a crafting ability. It could be anything from sewing to painting. Yeah, they're looking to do dark magic. Yeah, and selling the souls here to gain power. That's exactly what they're doing. And then they come across you, who is too strong. And like, because you won't sacrifice yourself, or like, just these people want you to lay down and die so that they can take over your personality and split it up amongst them. That's psychotic. Princess of Wands. So you just keep coming out as royalty. Princess and princess. Princess of Cups, Princess of Wands. So again, this means that your Heavenly Father has got you. Literally, you can be expressive and not have to worry about these people. I'm literally getting that there may be something in the Book of Miracles that's going to be an Easter egg for you and your path. Something that will help you understand why you've been put in the way of, like, why these people know you, first of all. Because like I was saying, I'm so thankful that these types of people do not know about me, because they would do to me the same shit they're trying to do to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't realize that the devil is a liar. I mean, I'm sure they've heard that, but they don't think that fire is hot. They don't think that water is wet. These people are like firsthand idiots, Yeah, to make us think that we're powerful and then we need to trade our souls. First of all, it's not possible to do that, but whatever. This is so much evil eye, and these people really are sorry losers. They don't like the fact that you are a royal spiritual being and that you hold authority in the spiritual realm. these people know that you are higher ranked than them, and that in the spirit and in the physical, and that basically this sacrifice was going to backfire from the beginning. And because these people do witchcraft while they're under the influence, their magic comes out drunk or something, like under the influence. Hi, BC, welcome in. This Knight of Cups energy is definitely the Cancer. This is the Cancer person, the masculine. So I also just heard that the crab, it was a form of currency at one point between tribes or something like that. It's interesting. So were cowrie. Yeah, cowrie shells were also a form of currency. Happiness. Yeah, you have overflowing happiness. This happiness is like you just being able to live your life and being free and not feeling restricted. I do feel like there's a level of freedom that you've gained just recently by saying no to these people. And so they're real upset. They're real upset, especially if this is a family member. This person is freaking upset. Or if they know a family member, somebody may be trying to use a family member like to get information about you or against you or something. Oh, happy birthday. You're a Cancer 713 is your 45th birthday. Wow. Happy birthday. Well, happy early birthday, I guess I should say. But yeah, the sacrifice did not go through. These people really thought that they were going to be able to do this and get away with it. And they still see you happy and alive. And they're very confused because I feel like these people have gotten away with murder, literally. They're extremely disappointed. Look at that. Also, somebody wanted to use you to conceive something. That's weird. They need your energy to do something. Maybe they need your consent for this bullshit magic they practice to work. Oh, wow. Wow. 2 days ago, you felt something change on you while you're outside cleaning up a tree that fell. It came from the fairies, a new truth. Good. That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh. And that you were able to recognize where it came from and that it was truth is beautiful. So like how I was telling about you guys going through a change and metamorphosis with this butterfly in August, that whatever this work that they did in December is supposed to keep you from becoming this butterfly, which is impossible. It's just not going to happen. It's futile. What I say, it's futile. It's impossible. It's a waste of time. Them trying to stop this transformation with this ritual that they did in December was stupid. Because they just knew that you were going to ascend and go through this transformation no matter what. I feel like there's a little bit of truth to Gnosticism, but I don't feel like it holds the entire picture. I just feel like it's definitely a perspective and a point of view. But I do believe in regular people having gnosis and coming up with their own stuff. Like, I do believe that everybody has the capability of doing that. But I look at like Sophia Christ as being probably, the divine feminine, definitely higher vibration than Barbello. I've connected with Barbello consciousness before. And it's a little bit more, I don't know, dark than Sophia is. Sophia is kind of like Christ consciousness, but feminine. So yeah. Yeah, there's no stopping. You guys are going all the way up. And the thing is that you already outrank these people. And so they're not going to be able to disturb your I just heard habitat. They're not going to be able to disturb your habitat. Also, you have nature around you that's protecting you. That's literally standing in the way of this evil eye crap that they do. If these people want to have a victory over you, they've got to come up with a different strategy. Yeah, like I said, success. You're entering into this period of success where it's going to be limitless. It's only wins for you. That's all I see. I don't see any type of downfall, or because you guys are not prideful people. These other people are way stuck in their pride and ego and way stuck in vanity. And they really feel like they're going to steal your spiritual beauty or do some type of whack ass glamour magic. I feel like that's not going to work out. I feel like it's not only not going to work out, but it's already being, whatever this is. Okay, so the new moon was yesterday. I was talking about putting that energy out to protect yourself from future things. You must have done something, a cleanse or something, you know. Yes, this reading is free, and I'm reading the collective energy. So this Queen of Swords, you also know when to cut people off before they gain access. Because for some of you, this is about somebody wanting to gain access to what the treasure that you have in the spirit. Okay. And they're jealous that they don't hold this treasure, but trust me, if God, why they don't hold this treasure is because God knows what they would do with it if they had it. And so that's why God just never gave it to them. And they feel really bent out of shape about that. And I guess that's the way they're going to have to feel. Yeah. Okay. So Sophia is the divine feminine twin to Yeshua. So yeah, embody Mary. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, her incarnation was Mary. And I'm sure there's been many other incarnations. We probably just don't know about them. Yeah, I like that. Protect an aura of gold around you on the daily. That's, yeah. So what you've been doing, it's been covering you. If you've been wanting to stay cloaked, it's working. These people are having a hard time finding you in the spirit. And so that's why they come to stalk your social media. Yeah, you're definitely defeating these fools. These people are feeling defeated by you, by your cutoff game, because you won't engage in their debauchery. They really feel threatened by that. This reminds me of just a situation that would play out back in the day, like really a long time ago. You know, you don't want to engage in this lustful behavior, this whore of Babylon crap. They're like bent out of shape about that. Like straight up, these people are upset that you're the Empress. You guys always come out as the Empress. They're mad that you're the mother, that you're the divine feminine, that you're the Sophia, that you're bringing forth a positive energy in feminine form, in divine feminine form. And these people are on this type of crap, the devil and lust. That's what they're literally, that's what they're on. I mean, that's when it said debauchery. I was talking about sex orgies and reckless sex, right? But this lust energy is not this sex magic that they're doing. I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. Every time I see this disappointment card, I feel like those look like kidneys to me. So this person could be having lower back pain, or they could be having kidney problems because they drink too much. They drink like a fish. They drink a lot of like hard alcohol. That's probably why that's why I was saying their magic comes out drunk. That's probably why this person thinks weird shit like that they're going to be able to do this sex magic and they're going to take your powers from you. That's a drunk thought. That's like somebody under the influence trying to think real thoughts. And this is why I say, like, if you're going to practice magic or practice any type of rituals, don't be under the influence of shit, because when you're under the influence of a spirit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like any type of alcohol or spirit, when you're under the influence of that, other things can jump on to you. So if you're practicing, and again, witches that have to do a protective circle, why would you call upon shit you would need to be protected from? Make it make sense. Okay. So yeah, there a lot of stuff with witchcraft is just straight up stupid, and it doesn't make any sense. Like if you have to set up a protective circle and stay within that to do the magic, then what you're calling on is bullshit. And if you can't defend yourself from what you're calling on or cure yourself of it, then you're basically condemning yourself to death, and possibly a slow, painful death by whatever force you call upon that you cannot control. This is why witchcraft is so stupid. And literally, witches are idiots. Anybody that's gonna, and again, if you're aligned with the devil and the dark powers, then you don't need a circle, because whatever you're working with the shit that's negative. You know what I'm saying? So, Knight of Discs. Yeah, you definitely have a masculine energy that has been watching you, giving me stalker vibes or watching vibes. But besides watching you from afar, they can't really do anything to you. So, but I am picking up on heavy on this Aquarius and Sagittarius trying to use the energy of Christmas against you. Satiety. Yeah, they wanted to become satiated, basically fulfilled and full off of your energy. And now that they can't have that, they're going to basically throw a fit. And you're going to see witchcraft being done, crazy amounts of it, and it backfiring. These people are throwing a fit, and they have not realized yet that you're not even fighting these people back. It's your spiritual team and God. That these people still believe that you like are on to them. You're not on to these people. You know that you can see right through them, but you know what they've been doing, but you're not attacking them. This is all about the wealth that you're here to build and the wealth that God gave you, being the Empress. This is literally, they wanted to become wealthy off of your energy. And it's a fuck no. You need your own, you need your own energy to create your own legacy and wealth. And these people are not going to be tampering with that. They just don't have the permission. Yeah, they wanted confirmation. They definitely wanted to disrupt your pleasure, your peace. No, it's no disruption. And you've been able to find pleasure without debauchery and sin. So I feel like that's the way you should keep going, moving in that direction and moving away from these energies. Because these are people, but they're also energies. They were abused. These people were abused. These people had witchcraft done on them. They're very much stuck in the energy of cruelty. It's what that card just said. So these people don't know anything other than trauma, abuse, and cruelty. That's all that they know. So that's why they act like this, because they don't know love. If somebody knew actual real love, not love created off of putting a spirit in somebody using fucking witchcraft, not love spells, but real actual love. These people, if they were getting loved by the universe and by God and by their spirit team, then they would not feel the need to do this dumb shit to you. I'm telling you, this planet suffers not from a lack of resources, but from a lack of love and a lack of wisdom, I would say. Because it's just very unwise to curse a family member. You're cursing your own bloodline. Why would you create a curse that somebody else in the bloodline, and most likely you are going to suffer from yourself and have to break? Like, I don't get why some of your guys' family members are against you. I don't understand that. Because to me, you guys being generational curse breakers would be a huge blessing. And I would be really excited that we have a generational curse breaker. And that not only that our spiritual children could actually be these generational curse breakers for our generation. You know what I mean? That means we get off of the sins of whatever our forefathers and foremothers have done. We're getting a pass. We're getting grace and mercy. That's what being a generational curse breaker is. It's creating grace and mercy for the bloodline. So for these people to work against you, it's a little out of like the norm. It's just doesn't seem natural to me. It seems like you should love your family. And I understand that disputes go back to the day of Cain and Abel, but it was, because Cain was getting from his perspective, the shittier side of things. And that's exactly how these people feel. Even though they're the ones doing the evil, dumb shit, they feel like they're getting the bad side of things, right? And so this is definitely a cycle that's just been on repeat, where the divine feminine becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and then eventually takes over. And these people are weak. Look at this. Peace. What did I say? Literally, you know how to create peace. And that's what you've been doing. Pleasure and peace. These people are not going to be able to disrupt that. And the fact that they want to makes me think that they need mental help. And I'm not a doctor or physician. So again, if anybody that's in this top row ends up watching this platform, just know you need a doctor. What did I just say? Science. You need a actual physician. These people literally, they feel like they're science. They feel like because they're scientific that they can do whatever the fuck they want to you. I disagree. You're not meant to be an experiment for these people, to use witchcraft to experiment on you and rituals and shit and using the devil to experiment. No. Secondly, this science energy is a very atheist-ass energy. These people, why they're doing this is because they don't believe in God. They understand the words that we say when we say the Most High, but they don't actually believe in a higher power. These people feel like they are the higher power, and that's why they want to play God in your life. But they're finding out every day that they are not God. They are not, well, they are God, but again, we are all God. Everything that God created is part of God. Okay. So we're all part of that, but they are not God in your life. Okay. They're only God for themselves. And even that, the Most High still has a percentage and part to be the glory of everything. So this is what I'm saying. Yes, we are of God. Yes, we are connected to God. Yes, we are the same essence. But right here and now, are we 100% the wholeness of God? I don't think so. I feel like we have the ability to connect with that, but just sitting in our egos, I don't feel like we're tapping into the full potential, basically. And I feel like these people could really advance from having an ego death. I mean, they could come right out of this karmic behavior and turn it around and ditch this devil energy, and their life could be turned around. But if they continue to believe in science rather than God, they're going to continue to stay in a cycle of cruelty, abuse, and separation. And I know that science has the ability to complement what God is, but science is a mathematical equation. God creates miracles. You can't mathematically do equations on miracles and shit like that. So that's how there's divinity is separate. So I feel like these people that are so bound to science and so into that, you know, science has its purpose and its place, but it's not supposed to replace God. And these people have allowed science, debauchery, and black magic to replace where God should be in their lives. If these people would turn and go to God, God would forgive them for the black magic that they've done. Yeah, your family preyed on your kindness and energy and blessings, but they were God given to me, not them. Exactly. And this is where parents get shit fucked up. They think that because they brought you into this world that they can take you out. No, they had the privilege of being the portal of which you came into existence. And that is a blessing. I mean, God technically curses people when they have children, but with childbirth, labor pains and shit like that. But children are still blessings. Look at that. Love. Like I said, science suffers from a lack of love. I feel very bad for people who are struggling with their health care, and like I'm picking up on that these witches, some of them have cancer, first of all. And like the reason they smell so bad is because they've got like stage 4 cancer. It's like going into stage 4 cancer. And so that's another reason that they may not be thinking clearly. But yeah, if they would have loved themselves, these people don't love themselves. They love they love the things of mankind, science and shit like that. And they're also using science as experimenting on you as a way of validating their cruelty and abuse and neglect, and straight up fucking neglect. And I think that that's wrong. Okay, just because your parents allowed MK Ultra to fuck with you, just because your parents allowed whatever government system and scientific system to fuck with you, doesn't mean that God's going to allow it. Look at this, because you are the children of the sun. You guys are the sun. You bring the light. That's why every time you walk into a room, the room lights up. Every time these people walk into a room, it gets darker and darker and darker. It's because of their belief in the materialism. I mean, when you love an object that you own more than a person in your life, then you got to think about where you're putting your energy. Power, what I just say. We're also gaining the power of the sun. Like, we're calling our power back to us, and we're not giving it away freely anymore. And these people are really upset about that, because you guys could have been people pleaser. You guys could have been literally raised by narcissists that caused you to be a people pleaser. And then you guys realize that, okay, people, like, why am I trying to please people who don't give a fuck about me? Like, straight up, that don't love me. And if you haven't asked yourself that, you should ask yourself, why am I still trying to please people who I would not even try to please. Just please yourself and please God. And by doing that, other people are going to be pissed off as hell. You know what I mean? Yeah, they love technology more than their own kids and others and shit, phones and all that type of shit, people pleasers and cars and whatever else, whatever other nonsense that we've created. Interference. They want to be able to interfere by using science. So somebody could have reported you to some type of government thing where I heard government watch list. This person's an idiot. These witches are really, really stupid. them trying to interfere with God's divine plan was a bad idea. And it's literally now these witches and bitches want a truce. Are they fucking serious on that shit? Now that God has become gangster and is on wartime with them, now all of a sudden they want to make a truce and they're sorry for interfering. I don't believe it. If these people try to apologize to you, no. I would say no. I mean, I would say thank you for your apology, but it doesn't change the way that I feel. Princess of Swords. How many of the royalty energy? We had Princess of Cups, Princess of, what was it? Wands, and then Princess of Swords. You know how to defend yourself from these people. Continue to do the visualizations and meditations you guys have been doing because it's working. You know, they see you as this royal energy and they want that energy. They want to mimic it and then they want to control it. And they're wondering, if you're my relative, why don't I have this chosen energy? It's because they made these choices to love objects and love envy and jealousy and shit like that. And that's what they seeded into. Basically, what you put your energy, focus, and time into, you will reap rewards of that. And these people in society have put their time into sending the evil eye and doing this dumb shit and aligning with the devil. So that's why they're literally stuck in a cycle of lust and reckless sex and stuff like that. And they have to now, like before, these people didn't have to do rituals to get their abundance. But now, since they've started doing the debauchery, they have to continue it to receive, to basically steal from other people. That's crazy. Oppression, to oppress other people's energy and dominate it. They interfere by oppressing. These are like the people that want to go to war. They're fucked up in the head. Who in the hell wants to go to war? I don't. I'd rather sit over here in peace, truth, power, the sun, love, pleasure. I would rather have that spectrum of reality than to have war. I don't like to argue with people, and I just straight up do not do drama. Dominion, what did I say? They want to dominate and oppress. I just did a reading on my other platform about the reptilians, and this is the exact type of shit that they were on. But yeah, like wanting to feed off of us forever. Like, no, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, that they were going to get away with this domination crap and abuse and cruelty and sadistic bullshit forever. No, they are not. I mean, they know that they're not, but they don't want us to know that they're ruined. These people wanted to ruin your happiness, ruin your peace, ruin your life. There used to be a law that was like, do not disturb the peace of the king. And if you do, they'll take your head clean off. That should just be, people in I would say Asia, they really respect other people's space and shit like that. They're not going to be like how we are in America is really ratchet, like there's just a level of self-respect in other places that we don't have here. Like we have people that are from all spectrums of everything. And I don't think that any type of person is a wrong person, but I do feel like people that choose war and aggression and stuff like that, they're, going to be forced to lay in the bed that they made. And if cruelty and oppression, dominion and ruin is what they wanted for others, then that's what they're going to have to go through themselves, because that's what they're putting their time, energy, and focus on. And we know and believe in. They believe more in being able to cause ruin and desolation and crap like that to others and suffering to others than they do in their own happiness. These people believe more in the low vibrational things that are of this world than they do in their own selves. They don't believe in loving themselves, or they don't feel like they can love themselves, or maybe they don't know how to. I mean, you can always start with the affirmation, I love myself. You know what I mean? Yes, you're right. Most people lack common courtesy and usual respect. And that's why when I see Jinn walking around as people and they're respectful and kind to others, this is why I never judge anything in the spiritual realm or anything that is supernatural, because a lot of the times it's just misperceived. And when you actually get to understand it, it's not negative at all. It's actually positive. And so there are jinns walking around as people that influence people to be better people. And I'm sure there are ones that don't influence people in a positive way, but I have seen the light at work in my own personal life. And so I can definitely say that, God is good and that we all have a level of divinity within us. That's why having a human soul is so unique. Queen of Discs. And, being children of Lilith is not a bad thing. There's a lot of demonization that happened with women early on, and they kind of just carried that vibration and that way of thinking ever since Mu. When the civilization of Mu was around, it was predominantly led by divine feminine energy, but then after Mu there was like a separation, and then the masculine energy started to dominate and take over. And so that's where we see all the stories start to change. But like, it's just really interesting to me to see how different societies have forced they're basically forced to struggle with the same type of situations, but how different societies develop and form. Look at this completion. This is definitely you completing a cycle of strife, like of just straight up people coming for you. Now people can come for you and you don't feel afraid at all. And that's where God wants you to be. No, it's be still and know that I am God. Look at this. The art just popped out. You could be completing an art project, or you could need to complete an art project, or it could be decorating your house or something like that. It could even be completing a writing project. I feel like you're here to help other people awaken, and however you do that through art or through media or social media or whatever, it's a good thing. And it doesn't need to be stopped. It doesn't need to be interfered with. And that's where these people are going to learn. They're going to fuck around and find out for real this time. Yeah, because you are the emperor. And not only that, you are also the empress. You're a master of your own emotions. You guys are learning how to master your emotions, and you're moving forward in a positive way. You're choosing love. It for you to be this successful and to continue to win. And even if you feel like you're poor, you're still winning. You have your mind, you have your health. These people tried to affect your state of existence. They didn't like your merit making. The universe, literally. They wanted to turn the universe upside down, but you have access to the universe within yourself. What I just say with the hermit, within yourself, going within. And so don't think about any isolation that you've been through as a negative, because isolating yourself from these types of people that drain and are very, vain, surface level. You removing yourself from these people's lives has caused these people to really question things because they thought that they had this shit in the bag. Literally. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Like I said, they thought that they had this, war that they were waging against you in the background. They thought they had this shit in the bag. Boom. Made a shot and made it. That's literally what they thought. They thought by putting you in hermit mode and making you secluded was going to make you weaker, and it made you stronger. This is why I say these people are idiots. Adjustment. What did I just say? That adjustment of having to adjust your social state. And this could even be cutting back from a religion or a spiritual thing or whatever, but or a relationship. But yeah, that adjustment, that's too many cards that just tried to fall out. That adjustment made you stronger. Surprise, surprise. Which is freaking hilarious to me. If they wanted you to be weak, they should have probably just left you alone. Literally. Luxury, adjustment. Now you're living a life of luxury, and having your health, having your mental health, having your sanity, having a physical body, having a home, all of this stuff is luxurious. You're dealing with people that don't have cars. They don't have this abundance, and they want it desperately. They want your luxury and abundant lifestyle because you live with God, and God always takes care of you. These people feel like they can steal from you or do witchcraft on you because God gives to you. The fact that they know that God gives to you and their witchcraft tools predict that is the entire reason that I would not be doing witchcraft on you. Just point blank, period. Well, I just wouldn't. I'm not no desperate fucking hoe. I would never do no witchcraft on nobody. Okay. You can't manifest through prayer and asking for what you want, just speaking to the universe, and you have to do witchcraft. Like I said, these people have gotten into a cycle or a lifestyle where they have to continue to perform these bullshit ceremonies or rituals or whatever. And be very cautious of somebody inviting you to a ceremony, especially somebody that is like an acquaintance or something like that. The Chariot. Yeah. Good. I'm glad that you guys are feeling grateful. I'm so happy for you too. This fast moving energy, I really feel like somebody tried to put the police on you or a detective on you, and you were investigated, but that investigation is over. Whatever law they were using to illegally surveillance you and harass you and gang stalk you, that law is being revoked, not only in the physical but in the spiritual realm as well. And these people that were running towards you are going to be forced to deal with not only spiritual reparations, but physical ones as well. As if they don't leave you alone, they're getting an opportunity to walk away and fuck off. And if they do that effectively, all these people need to do to stay alive and not be killed by God is to mind their own business. That's all. If these people can effectively mind their own fucking business, they'll live the rest of this life. They're going to have karma for what they've done. They're going to suffer the rest of this life, but they'll at least get to live. You know what I'm saying? But if they do not and cannot and will not mind their fucking business, then God is going to give them a whole bunch of business to mind, if that makes sense. You know, a very karmic adjustment that they'll have to make. And they need to stay out of your business, because what is for you is for you. It's not for them. They don't need to look at what's for you because it's not for them. And it's really not even more complicated than that. This fortune is not for them. This is your fortune. This is because this is what's written in your destiny. The universe has already stamped the approval for you to get whatever it is that you ask for. So always state what you want. Never state what you don't want, because the universe doesn't understand the words want and don't want. The universe just understands whatever your vibration is. And if you have what you don't want in your vibration, you'll attract some of that. But again, we can't blame the negative vibration for everything, because it's needed to give us the polarity for the positive vibration. However, this situation's gotten out of hand. I mean, God was allowing it to go on so that God could see what you were going to do, see if you were going to retaliate, and God was watching these people to see what they would do. Yeah, stay out of your beeswax, bees. Exactly. Virtue. God was going to see if you were going to be virtuous, if you would rebel, or if you would seek revenge against these people. You did not do that. You never attacked these people back. So they have no reason to come for you, to be quite honest. This is a new eon where you get to thrive and live your life and be virtuous and do your thing, and nobody's going to get in the way of that. They won't be changing your destiny. They won't be rerouting your fate. And all of this shit that these people think that they're going to do is not going to happen. It's not going to work. Whatever they did in December has already flopped. The Magus, because you're the Magus. In this new aeon, you are able to create what you want, the life that you want, and the people that you want. Queen of Cups, you're a nurturer. You guys have always been nurturing people. People that give back to the planet, that give to the poor, that give to others. And trust me, you devoting your time and service to somebody is just as valuable as you pulling money out of your wallet. You know what I'm saying? If somebody needs someone to talk to and you're a shoulder to cry on for them, and that's not to say to trauma bond with people, but it is to say that if whatever you provide a service to other people, that this is blessing your sweet soul. And this is your natural, this is who you are. You are this good person. You are somebody that's very benevolent. Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. How many times you're like, well, why don't I have the same heart as these people to do this stuff? Because you're special. This is why you're one of God's children, one of God's chosen ones. And I'm not to say that other people are not. Everybody has the capability to choose to love themselves or not, and to choose the Most High or not. So nobody's better than anybody. It just, what makes us seem better is the fact that we make the better choices, the choices that align us with our higher selves. These people have made choices that have aligned them with poverty, jail, and it's because these people will not go within to find the answer to anything, and because they keep outsourcing. That this change that they want to happen, this transformation, you have to actually do work to change. These people are going to say that they've changed, but they're the same. They still have the same way of thinking and the same way of behaving. You know, these people tried to attack you with death and shit. Like literally, they tried to attack you guys with death for no fucking reason. Just because you're happy, just because you're over here not having to engage with the devil and do witchcraft. I don't think that's enough of a reason, just seeing somebody else happy, to try to send death to them. And these people are learning the folly of their ways. Literally, I really feel like these people are stressed out and they're worried. They're definitely worried. They're worried that what they send out is going to come back to them. They're scared. Prince of Wands, big Lucifer energy coming in to protect you. Surprise, surprise. The light bringer, the rebellion, the rebel, coming in here to basically show you that these people are not shit. And you are protected by Venus, the morning star. Like I said, Aphrodite in the beginning of this with the Princess of Cups. You are protected. That is actually part of you. And so it's not anything separate. These people, you know, they control the narrative because they're the ones writing the history books and shit like that. That doesn't actually make what they say is true. You know what I mean? Knight of Wands. Yeah, you definitely had somebody coming in with a very hot, aggressive temper, you know, with this Sagittarius energy, temper energy, coming in very hot and aggressive, really wanting to dominate and ruin things, and then being like insanely pissed off because it's still a no. Knight of Swords, sending in people that are in the military or whatever. This could just be one person that was a part of the military. They should know better than to do, you know, to continually sin against another person. Like eventually karma catches up with you. People don't realize. Strife. This strife that they wanted for you is now for them. And now these people, whoever the hell they are, they're having to deal with the police because they tried to get the police involved. And God has already vindicated you. So whatever these people were saying about the works that you create here on this planet, whatever they were saying was bullshit. These people don't have the ability to scientifically test you to see if you're using your gifts to hurt people. First of all, you're not using your abilities to do anything other than counsel other people and give them help. Okay. And to help direct yourself. Then people that feel like they have the authority to come in and fuck you up for that are really begging the universe to fuck them up for doing that. Literally. The Hierophant. You guys came in as Hierophants, as little babies, and these people cannot deal with it. You know, they act like they're all prude, but we know that they're debaucherous. This isn't about purity. This isn't about saving the self. It's not about any of that. This is about jealousy and envy and greed and lust. And these people being pissed off that you look better than them because they're over here grinding on each other, spreading around diseases and causing wars with one another. And because you don't want to engage in that, you have to be taken out all of a sudden. I'm not getting where these death threats and shit are coming from. Why in the hell do you have to be taken out because they look at you as being prude, but that's not even true. You're not prude in the sense that you don't want to try new things or anything like that. You just know what's negative and what's positive, and you're not going to engage in low vibrating bullshit because you know that it's not going to help you. It's going to hurt you. I mean, that's being knowledgeable and wise. And you've lived so many lifetimes that this being a hierophant is nothing new to you. You've been almost always a hierophant when you've come to this planet. And so I really feel like some of you guys had Arcturian lifetimes where you were a hierophant there. You know how to calculate how outcomes will happen, like the butterfly effect of things. You know that if you plug into these lower vibrations, then that's what you're going to create. Exactly. Got called a prude and you just giggled. Exactly. You've got, the universe is protecting you. The Most High God is protecting you. And see how that sword is protecting that crown and that halo. That is your protection. That comes with your life. God was never going to send you here without this extra protection from all of this shit that these people would try. You're specifically protected from all of it. These people are extremely worried. They're really worried. They're tripping balls. Like literally, these people are sitting in despair, and despair is loving it because they're having a failure. They failed to bring strife to you, and so now they have to answer to God for that. Because you still have an Ace of Cups, overwhelming love from the universe, and God's not taking that away from you. You got Ace of Pentacles and Ace of or Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. God's giving you a love union, and this could even be a reawakened love union with yourself, where you meet with your inner child and move into love. These people feel like they're going to continue to attack you by targeting your solar plexus and your inner child. They feel like they can steal energy that way by tapping into your self-worth. And again, if you are vampires love to drain people that are people pleasers. That's why the empath narcissist relationship is so prevalent at this time. Gain. I do feel like you're here to gain, and you are gaining. You're gaining truth, you're gaining clarity, you're gaining insight, and you're gaining freedom from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that really they were going all in and using every part of their abilities to trap you, harm you, and hurt you. And that's why they're, in this energy of worry. They're worried. They're worried that this whoever this Prince of Discs and Princess of Discs is, they're worried about this energy that you hold. Because I feel like in another lifetime, you could have wiped these people completely out. Maybe they were reptilians. Maybe you just formed a wave and sunk their ship. Whatever it was, they've come back with, a whole lot of fire. But these people want to come back with fire, but they don't want the smoke. These people don't want the smoke from you. They can't, it's too hot for them. They can't handle the heat. They need to get out the kitchen. And I do feel like somebody intentionally, because of their laziness, their indolence, because of their laziness, this is why they tried to come for you and your family, because they're lazy and because partially they're bored. But to be quite honest, it has to do with a combination of boredom and laziness. They literally want to cause a death in your life. These people are just experimenting. They're trying to see what things in science can they use to cause deaths with people. That sounds like a CIA experiment or some shit like that. And if these people are in any type of CIA, FBI shit, they're going to get their karma either way. That being a part of a government group does not mean that you escape karma. It's crazy. But yeah, you got valor. You guys are being victorious, valiant, honorable. A Prince of Cups. This is what I'm saying. You have so many ancestors coming down here for you that it's like, I would not even attempt. I would just, now that the alarm system in spiritual realm has been triggered, I would not attempt this shit at all. The fool, I would not, like, if I were these people, I would just, they were able to siphon energy from you for a while, but they're not successful with this shit anymore. Their death magic, they're not going to be able to cause a death in your life. The only death that they can create is their own. Okay. Yeah. You're over here in the Queen of Wands. You also have an energy coming in to assist you. And this is definitely an ancestor or an ascended master. It's a very high vibrational being. I just heard Melchizedek. So you have higher dimensional help. And Archangel Michael also is here with you. to protect you and shield you, but also to teach you how to protect yourself, because, you know, you really have God within you. And when you know that God's within you, like if God's here for you, then who can be against you if God is for you? Exactly. A whole world could be against you, but it won't matter, because they're going to have to be shut. They're going to have to sit down, shut the fuck up, and be obedient to God either way, you know, what, regardless of what they believe, because what God wants, what God said is for you is for you. So yeah, you're going to go through a metamorphosis in August. It's going to be a big month of reaping a harvest and going through a humongous change. And these people have tried to stop this new eon from coming in and stop this change, but it's inevitable. You've already started the change right now. It's like growing a cocoon, you know, you've already started to grow and expand. This change is inevitable. Doesn't go in this case. You're going to be even more unstoppable than you were this past year. And you've been pretty much invincible from what these people have been trying to do. What they wanted for you, none of that shit's been successful. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like a dimensional rip. I definitely agree with you on that. It's definitely like a dimensional rip. Okay, let's see. We're going to get a couple more of these cards and then we'll close the reading out. But yeah, follow your intuition. It's going to guide you to where you need to be. And I feel like where your heart is where your home is. And so basing that knowledge, that heart is stronger than what our minds can do. Love is stronger. August and September, get back into your groove and be productive. So you may be starting with this change that happens in August. You may be starting a new business in September or joining a new team. It could be a number of things, but it's going to be something that creates longevity and also creates, you know, legacy. It creates something to leave your grandchildren and their grandchildren and generational wealth. So yeah. So continue to focus on all of the things that you want, because you're pulling them into your reality, and know that these people that have their evil eye on you, that they're not going to succeed. Oh, wow. You're seeing a tunnel that spirals colors and it zooms in and out and changes colors. Wow. It kind of sounds like a portal. So yeah, you guys are in control of your creation. Okay. Please like this video. Make sure that you guys are subscribed, hit the notification bell. Okay. So that you're notified of every time that I go live. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you. Until the next reading, you guys, peace be with you. Have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon. Okay. Bye. I'll see you guys in the next one.